Hi guys, welcome to Shakespeare. We are starting a new play today. The top three requests were King Lear and A Midsummer Night's Dream and Hamlet. So we started off with King Lear, which is a tragedy, and then did something a little more playful with A Midsummer Night's Dream. And now we are reading Hamlet. So here we go. Prince Hamlet of Denmark paced the torchlit battlements atop Elsinore Castle. The clank of weapons being forged echoed from the dungeons below. Laughter and music floated up darkened passageways. A royal feast was being celebrated, but Hamlet had no appetite for festivities. He was seeking graver company, his father's ghost. Hamlet's friend Horatio had the night before, in this same place, seen a ghostly figure dressed in royal armor. The prince had ample reason to believe that the spirit of his kingly father might be restless. Hamlet's mother, Queen Gertrude, a widow but 4 months, had married Claudius, the new king, and her dead husband's brother. Meanwhile, Prince Fortinbras of Norway threatened to invade Denmark. These were uneasy times in the late king's kingdom. All right, that was a lot of people. Right there in just the first 2 paragraphs. So, starting with Prince Hamlet. He's a prince, so he's going to have a crown. And it's an orange crown, because I do not have yellow. And I'm going to give him some hair, and it's going to be curly. I have no idea, because it hasn't said anything about the way he looks yet, so sort of guessing. He will have brown eyes. And, so here it says he had no appetite for festivities. So he's not feeling really very happy because he wants to know about his father who died. So I'm just going to kind of make a neutral face on him. So just sort of a line for his mouth because he's sort of confused. You could also, maybe I'll do this, and we'll see how it looks. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a squiggly line, like a puzzled sort of look. Like, meh, I don't like that. Okay, not puzzled. There, we're gonna do this. There. So that's Hamlet. Let's see, who else? Now, the next person it talks about is his friend Horatio, who saw a ghostly figure dressed in royal armor. So the ghostly figure is Hamlet's dad. So, a ghostly figure dressed in royal armor. I'm just going to draw a ghost. This is Hamlet's dad. And he's not going to have any armor, simply because I am not good at drawing armor. So this is the ghost of Hamlet's dead father. And going back to Horatio, who is Hamlet's friend, he'll be here. He is going to have brown eyes also. Maybe he'll have some side parted hair like this. Here's Horatio. I don't know how he's feeling. Maybe similar to Hamlet, or a little scared even, because he thinks he's seeing a ghost. So that's why his mouth is an open circle. He's feeling a little scared. So here's Horatio. All right. And Hamlet's mother, Queen Gertrude. So she will be here. She also has dark curly hair. And she's a queen. So she will be wearing a crown. And her crown is going to be fancy. It's going to have some emeralds on it. So she's got some emeralds on her crown. She also has brown eyes. Actually, though, I'm going to make her have heart eyes. Because even though her husband just died, she's already married to a new king, who is her dead husband's brother, King Claudius. So she's got heart eyes because she's in love. Or we're assuming she's in love. Maybe there's another reason why she's married. I don't know. So here's her. And she has sort of a smile, but not totally a smile. We don't yet know much about what she's thinking. But now I also have to draw Claudius. So this is Queen Gertrude. And King Claudius, who gets a crown because he is now the new king. And he's gonna have blue eyes. And he's bald. So he's lost all his hair. He's maybe I don't know if he's actually older than Hamlet's dead father, but let's pretend he is, or he just got the genes for hair loss. So he's kind of happy because now he's the king. So that is the new King Claudius. And Prince Fortinbras of Norway threatened to invade Denmark. These were uneasy times in the late king's kingdom. I'm not sure if that prince is an important character, so we're going to leave it off for now. So, we have got this. And these two are married. So they get this. Maybe I'll make a symbol later for something for friend and something for sort of family, but I don't have a symbol yet, so we're going to leave it like this for now. A cannon blast sounded below, signaling that Claudius had just drunk another toast to his new wife. A fresh wave of melancholy washed over Hamlet. Melancholy is fancy for sadness. How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world, he said aloud. 'Tis an unweeded garden. Things rank and gross in nature possess it. Suddenly a chill filled the air. A figure appeared, shrouded in fog. It moved soundlessly, though it was clad in warrior armor. The figure beckoned to Hamlet. "List, list, oh list," a hollow voice called forth from the figure. Its visor stood halfway up. Hamlet saw the ghostly image of his father's black and silver beard. So, now we're going to add a beard to this ghost. I am thy father's spirit, the ghost declared. If thou didst ever thy dear father love, revenge my foul and most unnatural murder. Murder, Hamlet cried. Murder most foul, the ghost answered. 'Tis given out that, sleeping in my orchard, a poisonous snake did sting me, the ghost continued. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life, and now wears his crown. So, what is the ghost saying? Oh, my prophetic soul, Hamlet cried, my uncle! It was Claudius who had poured deadly poison into the king's ear. Aye, that beast, who with witchcraft of his wit, that means he's clever and smart, won to his shameful lusts the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. The ghost's armored fists clenched. Swear to revenge my murder, the ghost hissed. Hamlet fell to his knees before his father's spirit. I swear, he cried. Let not thy soul contrive against thy mother, the ghost continued. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge to prick and sting her. The eastern sky grew light. Dawn was coming. The cock crowed and the ghost faded. Adieu, adieu, it called. Remember me. Remember thee, Hamlet raised his sword, swearing a vow. In thy commandment all alone shall I live. As Hamlet descended into the castle, he considered what he must do. The code of honor demanded that he kill his uncle, the new king. The only fitting way to avenge his father's murder was to kill his father's murderer. But Hamlet was a student, a thinker, not a warrior like the old king. He would have to conquer his own sensitive temperament to do this bloody deed. And Claudius was a crafty observer of human nature. He would quickly recognize Hamlet's intent. Troops were already amassing in the castle because of the threat from Norway. With a snap of his fingers, Claudius could increase his own force of palace guards, making Hamlet's task maddeningly impossible. Inspiration slowed Hamlet's steps. What if he put on a show of madness, such as sometimes befalls a person under great strain? That would allow him to stay near the king without arousing suspicion. No one but Horatio need know Hamlet was in his right mind. In another part of the castle, the young lady Ophelia stood with her father, Polonius, the king's chief counselor. They were bidding farewell to her brother, Laertes, who is returning to France. The chief counselor had some wise advice for his son. All right, so now we've got some new people. Lady Ophelia. So we'll put her up here. Lady Ophelia. She will have green eye. And I'm giving her bangs. I have no idea what she actually looks like. Maybe that her head, I drew her head a little too big. I'll make her head a little smaller. And not make her face so round. There. And she's saying goodbye to her brother, Laertes, but she's gonna have kind of a neutral expression because I don't know much yet about her, what she's feeling. But here she is, Lady Ophelia. All right. And actually, so I've got Polonius, who is the king's chief counselor. So Polonius I'll probably draw here. And then also Laertes. So that is Ophelia's brother. So maybe I'll draw him here, but I'm going to save that for reading tomorrow. So stay tuned.